Okay, good morning, everyone. It is, what is today? Thursday. I think it's the 3rd of December, 2020. And oh my gosh, what is going on in the wonderful weather patterns of energy? So, for those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Susie. And I'm actually busy doing this little Susie presentation for a group that I have of friends who follow Abraham Hicks. So I'm Toinette. Thank you for being on this call. And for those of you who are watching this recording, you've landed here for a reason. I really do trust that this message that comes through is what you are calling in to get some clarity on. I know that throughout my path this year, the YouTube clips that I clicked on, the information that I clicked on is all on time for receiving the answers to my queries. So today's call, I really wanted to talk about presence. And I wanted to talk about energy fields, and I wanted to talk about the weather pattern and moods, and I wanted to talk about what on earth is going on with us emotionally. As we know, we are sitting in historic times, and nobody anticipated the world, literally stopping. Nobody anticipated what has gone down this year. We thought that we were all in just this normal 9-to-5 cycle of living, 9-to-5 cycle of being these humans that we were born, we had a family, we went to school, we got a job, we retired, we got grandchildren, we died. Pretty much that is what the weather pattern is. How awesome. How does it get better than this with a glass of iced coffee? Cheers all. So how I want to explain this to you, how I understand it, and how it has got me through these trying times, and what information I have picked up from others into it all landing here that you are listening to me. There is so much turbulence going on around us. There is so much emotion going on around us. There is so much uncertainty going on around us. There is just so much negative going on around us. But there's also a lot of good. And a coin has 3 sides. As energy fields and as human beings, we have been only shown the one side of a coin. We've been shown the negative side of the scale. So I'm going to draw this on my little board now. You can actually see this. See how far down I can go. Let's move this back. Our portable office. We have a scale from here to love. Okay. Our default setting, our vibration is the love vibration. You can see that, that's on the red heart. Okay. Everything that is fear-based are all the emotions that we know to be normal and part of our everyday story. And it's things like worry, it's things like fear-based programming like insecurity, guilt, judgment. It's everything that doesn't make us feel good. It's the non-good feeling stuff, okay? It's the yuck stuff. All the stuff that makes us uncertain. All the stuff that irks us, like we just know isn't right. The stuff that unsettles us, the stuff that gets us worrying about the future, the stuff that gets us stuck in the past, okay? Now, because we are energy fields, this is where the story gets quite interesting. Because we're energy fields, our default setting is love. We were born as love. And whether we were born into an environment of love or not, we're still born of love. And it is a frequency that has been not given a lot of attention to for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Now you'll find people that are more love-based, okay, because they're on the other side of the coin. But what's happening now for the fear-based side of the coin, our frequencies are being activated and these emotions are coming into our bodies. So if our default setting is love, okay, there it is. The science books, go check out all the science things. It's a fact, it's a frequency. We are energy, okay? We cannot hide the fact that we are energy. Our past story, which is sitting here, is past, is the average energy field of every story that we have experienced up until now. Now, you must remember, if we are energy, we are then an average of everything around us. So your past story has ingredients. Energy is like, if you imagine, like pixels, like dots. We are this bowl, this basket, this energy field of the average of everything that has conditioned us. Everything that has conditioned us, our relationships, our upbringing with regards to our parents, even from their parents, how they were brought up. Everything is carried forward to make us who we are now. And in this world, most people who they are now don't actually even know themselves, because they are the average of every single condition that has existed in their lives. So all of this past, okay, can be a combination of negative and positive incidences, people, influences. Absolutely, it's like you are the average of it. You are an address like a radio station. How do we get rid of that? How do we get rid of that? Because that was yesterday. That was 5 minutes ago. This topic and this subject and this discussion today is, who am I now? What energy field am I creating now in this moment? With now the difference of having the awareness that I'm creating I'm consciously now aware of my radio station, what I'm tuning into. I'm consciously aware now of what my frequency is. I'm consciously aware that I am a frequency. So how do I build it now? What do I do now with the know that who I am now, what frequency address I am now, is creating my future? We've never been taught to actually look at ourselves as an energy field. We've never been taught to see, okay, what is my address? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? What is your address? What is your unique radio frequency? All we've been told is that we are these humans, we're just bodies, and worry about everything outside and not on the inside. So we've been coached and conditioned and programmed to create our energy field from the satisfaction of external everything. job. Go get a job that will make you happy. Go to a relationship. That person will make you happy. You must get married to that person. They will make you happy. You must wear those clothes because we think you look good and you may not like them, but we think that you should wear those clothes, whether it be to a school, whether it be to whatever. Everything, you must eat your food. You must finish your plate. Put that all in your body is all external stuff that this body apparently has no brain to think for itself. Now, when we're young, obviously we follow, example from our parents. And then we follow example from our teachers. And then we follow example when we go to university and our friends, etc. Okay. But I don't know about you. There was always this niggly feeling inside me going, this isn't my address. That's yours. I don't want to wear those. You look good in that. I didn't have a body for when I had this realization that actually I was separate and that I wasn't what everybody else was. I went through a transition period of thinking, okay, well, who on earth am I? And that's what's happening now. We've got all of this dust and all of this past that is now attached to us and within our energetic field. And it's not sitting nicely with us. It's like I've got all these emotions, I've got all this past stuff coming up and through me and everything. This is not me. 95% of our energy fields are not even us. We are so conditioned and so programmed that 95% of our energy fields are not us. That little default setting of love, that little bit of who we truly are, our personal address, is so coated with old energies. So how do we change it? How do we change them? And it's quite an interesting thing because it doesn't happen overnight. So wherever you are now, if you are feeling that you are in this cloud of activated emotional stuff and energy, all the negative stuff coming through, first thing you need to do is just stop. Just stop. Take a deep breath and realize, this isn't me and it's okay. It's time to find me. Let's put everything on pause. Let's put absolutely everything on pause. Our past energy field, our past being, our past persona, the past who we are, the human collective even, they were hijacked. We've been hijacked with shiny things to be able to always get satisfaction externally. But the world is changing now. And because of the love frequency and because of all of this drastic coming through, these love waves, what does wind do? It lifts up dust. It's so funny because the southeast is blowing here in Cape Town today. So you might hear things slamming and gusts of wind. It's blowing all of this old programming, all of this energy, because it's energy and it's stuck in our cells. It's blowing it away. So when you stop and when you literally put all of that emotion on pause, like put it in a bubble, see it on pause, and take a deep breath and bring yourself into who I am now. Who am I now sitting wherever I'm sitting? Who am I now sitting in this chair? Who is this person? And you know what? There actually aren't any words. When you just sit down and be, and right in this moment, and you take that breath, and you just hear, like there's just no one around you, just even for a split second, just sitting there as you. It is that person, it is that being that is longing to expand, that is longing to be more of. And it is time now to find her or him, and it is time now to expand on her or him. Your energy field is what determines tomorrow. Your energy field is what determines 1 minute's time. Your energy field is what determines this afternoon, what determines your future. It is a ripple. If you can imagine yourself as this energy ripple going out into the world in an energy field, creating your reality, there is your future. This of your address that comes your future. So your only focus is here and now. Your only focus is here and now. You are creating future address by being present now in your energy field. We have been so conditioned. You know, it's taken me the best part of this year of lockdown to literally figure out this whole being thing, to literally figure out in my way that I analyze things, my way that I experience things, my way that I have processed and got to the bottom of what is going on in my life and in this body. And I was literally stopped. And that is what's happening now. A lot of people are literally being stopped. Carrying on with their 9 to 5, carrying on doing what they're doing. But out of that, when you get home and you're like, I'm so lost, I'm so directionless. I'm so, where do I go from now? I'm just feeling so crappy. I'm feeling so emotional. I'm feeling so raw. Like, what is going on? When it is those moments now that you actually have an awareness of this negative going through your body, I want you to know one thing, and I really want you to know this. My mother's wise words that I keep repeating, this too shall pass. If you can imagine your cells have got, imagine this is a cell. Your cells have got information in. Everybody else's conditioning, all this negative, plus there's positive, there's life in between. Your cells are full of memories. Your cells are full of conditioning. Your cells are full of frequencies of old stories. And the only way you change that is if you consciously take time out on your own to work out your own energy without anything around you, because all of that is outside influence. All of that is outside influence. You're not bringing your past energy into your future anymore. It's time to stop that now. Anything that is negative, anything that has an uneasy feeling within your body and in your psyche is a program. And you have permission to say, you don't belong to me. I let you go. Return to sender. This isn't mine. You have an awareness now to actually say those words. You don't have to worry about the details. You don't have to worry and analyze and everything. Just let it go. This is not mine. Return to sender. I'm not taking a past frequency in my new reality I'm creating. So if anything is irking you, any emotion that is coming up, a couple of days ago, and I have shared this with you guys, I mean, I think I cried most of the day, on, off, on, off. I was like, what is going on here? But I did have an awareness that it wasn't my stuff. I did have an awareness of how we have been conditioned and programmed, like robots. So I have an adult awareness of this, that this shit is not mine. And I had to drag it along for my entire life up until I realized it's not mine. And that was what somebody else showed me when I was ready to hear it and understand it. It is a frequency that is purposely, it has been locked into us for us to be controlled. It is not us. We're actually powerful enough. We are so powerful that we can control our own emotions. We can re-energize those cells by stopping here and creating a new cell by just pausing, not even thinking. There's so much noise in this head. Because the noise in this head here, if this was a head, change it. The noise that goes on in that head, all you're doing is taking it into your future. You are keeping that ripple going. You're keeping that energy cell alive. From there to there to there. And you can pick if it's going to be sad or if it's going to be happy. Getting present, you know, when they say the art of being, was a really interesting exercise to do. Never in my life had I actually sat down and stared into space and just be. I felt that I had to, even in lockdown, like the severe lockdown in the beginning, I felt like I always had to be doing something that I was useful if I was doing. So I was completely lost. I think for months I was like, I should actually be doing something. Like I'm useful. Let me go back to the kitchen and let me just do things in our limited space that we were for lockdown. Like, where can I be useful? But I realized that it was a complete and absolute energy shift when I stopped and I paused and I became present. And my little chair outside where I'm staying in my cottage here, I had a view of a mountain. I had a view of trees. I had birds. I had flowers. We painted all did our murals. I sit down, like, what if, listen to the birds. Even did gardening, like got into the soil, like what did the sand feel like in my hand? Even sitting in the chair where I was there, I was like consciously aware of the sun on my skin if the sun was shining or if the wind was blowing. I literally stopped myself and paused all that noise. I consciously put it in one of those speech bubbles, just pausing all the noise. Because I now had the knowledge that where I was sitting in that chair, or whatever I was doing in the now, like even now with you guys, I'm focused on now. I'm creating an energy field right from scratch. And this energy field, this self, what are you feeding it? What are you feeding it? What are you listening to? So I was unbelievably selective of what I listened to. And number one, I cut all the media out. I don't, you know, my family is saying, oh, but you need to know what's going on. No, I don't. Trust me, someone will tell me. And you must remember that what they are telling us is merely the control of fear. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. Should I be worried? What I should be worried about is, am I letting them control me more by listening to it? Or am I deciding for myself, knowing now that they were taking my power away by feeding me fear-based information? I get to now be selective of what I listen to, what music I listen to. Forget about the sad songs of broken hearts and all of that. That didn't even feature, okay? What I was reading. And that's when I really started following people on YouTube and learning more about energies and learning more. And I followed a cookie trail. I followers that interested me, and I started listening and activating things in me that interested me when it came to all sorts of things. I mean, I've got a very broad spectrum, like interest in. So from, but I found what I was interested in, and it was all different. Every single one of us is completely different. My uniqueness is so uniqueness. It's so unique. I'm not born to go sit behind any desk or anything, and nor are you. You all are unique. Nobody has to do what everybody else is doing. We just have to stop and meet ourselves and have an awareness that we are an energy field, and have an awareness that we can create this energy field, a new energy field ourselves. But we just have to stop. We just have to pause. We just have to sit down and stop rushing to do stuff. Stop it. Stop and pause and breathe. Start feeling what the wind feels like on your skin. Start feeling what the sun feels like on your face. Sit and listen to nothing. Just sit and close your eyes. Put your feet on the grass. Lie on the grass. Under the trees. Just spend time with nature and outside. And when that calm settles, you can then begin to grow your frequency from the inside out. Your new radio station. And it does not happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. And you will have your days where there will be more of those that will come through. But you're not generating these without the past. You can think of the good memories and everything, put those smiles with you, but there's no need to bring the trauma and all of that. It's done. It's done. When you up your frequency to love, you will find that you will be able to approach traumatic things coming through you far quicker and far with a whole new viewpoint and a whole new angle, because you are on a different frequency. You get to actually see the situation. You get to see the program. You get to identify the individuals who activate those programs. You are a channel of love energy that just went through an existence that has been manipulated and has been literally tarred and feathered with energies that controllers have been able to really figure out clever how to do it. But you know what? We're clever now. We always were clever. We are brilliant. All of us are brilliant. To have an awareness that your cells are tarnished from a third party through manipulation, education, control, etc., whether you believe it or not, it's irrelevant. The thing is, we all are. We are all going through trauma. We've all had trauma for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. We have got those cells. And the only way to change it is to stop. The only way to change it is to stop and be so selfish and say, right, how am I going to do this? It is my time now. So find those pockets of quiet time. Find those pockets where you just, it's a soothing time. This is me time. Nature's wonderful for that. But the trick of it is not to take the future with you into those pockets. The future hasn't been determined. The only thing you may take with you and thinking in your mind are your dreams of vision, of places you want to go, things you want to experience, of off the charts, get creative magic that you're thinking. Anything that smile on your face, no matter how far-fetched. Remember, you don't have to share any of this with anyone. What's inside your mind, you have the power to control with what you're listening to, with who you're listening to, with what you are hearing. Remember, when people say things to you, it's only from their perspective. I love if you imagine, I had this vision of seeing a dartboard with a bull's eye. You put all the numbers around. So when there's a topic of conversation and somebody comes in and says, yeah, this swimming pool is, I'm looking at our pool, say this swimming pool actually is the shape of a bean. And the person on the other side of the pool says, actually, no, the swimming pool is this shape of a smile. No, it's a bean. No, it's a smile. When you know that, you'll understand there are 360 degrees around the circle, and the bullseye in the middle has 360 different points of view, you start realizing that anyone who has a point of view, it's just their point of view. It's not necessarily the truth. Everybody has a different angle for every conversation. So when you stop taking things personally and actually start listening to people and say, oh yeah, I remember you standing on that side of the pool. Of course, interesting point of view. Thank you for sharing. You're not taking on the attack or what they are saying to be personal to you. On the other side, it's an interesting point of view. From my point of view and my viewpoint, the swimming pool is a smile. And it's up to them whether they accept that or not. But you're not there to argue. So thank you for your point of view. I don't argue anymore. It's really just energy. I'm so focused on building my soothing frequency, my soothing unique address. And so by quieting myself down drastically in the moments that I could, I then be able to recreate my frequency and recreate my address. And I did that by choosing what did I want to listen to. It wasn't the media. I also selected my time and not too much on technology because I know those frequencies coming through there is such a mixture, especially on the Facebook and things. So be very careful how much time you spend on there. I could actually literally feel myself pulled in, pull myself out of there. So very limited time on surfing on social media platforms. But they're quiet. And then I started painting. I didn't have to be Picasso or Leonardo overnight. It wasn't about that. It was about creating an energy field of creativity. So I've drawn, I've painted, I've attempted writing. I'm thinking, I know that I've got a book in me. I know that I want to write. Just like, oh, and I was beating myself up about it. No, stop. It's just the start. Rome wasn't built that day. The Great Wall of China started with one pebble. So my little two-liner of writing starts. Last night I had a beautiful night. I was like, eventually I had to actually put myself to bed at 1:30 this morning. I was on a writing. Something just happened. Whether anyone even sees what I wrote is irrelevant. It started, the juices going, and as soon as I finished this course, guess what? Guess what I want to do? I want to get back to my writing. Something's activated. Getting my energy field from scratch as to what Susie wants to listen to, what Susie wants to eat, what Susie wants to do in that moment, whether I want to read, whether I want to have a chocolate or not. I have stopped beating myself up about it because beating myself up about it brings some of that black soul, that black energy. Now I'm loving myself from the right from my tip, from the core of me. And it's in those sad moments where the transition, this here, where we have got one foot in the past and one foot now in the present. Okay, is where everything is now, like in a washing machine. So more quiet time. Get to know your address. Start noticing serve you. And funny, the more you actually start serving yourself with kinder things, the things that are coming from this side start actually energetically on their own leaving the story. There's a mantra that I use. Interesting, because my mantra last year manifested this year, and my mantra this year is manifesting this year, it's really going into next year, and that is all of the to me with ease, joy, and glory. I'm a magnetic field. I'm an energy field just like you. There is no difference. I have to create the magnet, the energy field of love in my being, in my moment, in my presence, in order to attract. Magnets attract everything else that is on that frequency. I don't have to go get it. I don't have to go fight for it. I don't have to for it. I don't have to wait for it. I have to stay present and build my energy field and build me and my happy me and my happy existence and my happy life a little bit more. Every day it expands. Every day it expands. Every day it expands. It doesn't happen overnight, but I have an awareness of it every day, and I work it every day. Understanding that I'm also human, and for my entire life, and for lifetimes before, and lifetimes, and being manipulated for thousands of years, that I still have those cells in me. But I now, one of the things I did do when I reached my low patches, I decided to give myself a virtual, in my mind, place to go, because those lowest places are, no words. But I decided to add some glitter to it, the only way that I knew how. And I thought, okay, if I'm going to go to these sad places, where would I go? So I designed myself in my mind a nest with the Viking days, with all those big furry blankets of whichever bears and animals and things, and a fireplace and everything. So I built myself like a cocoon, like a nest, put all these blankets in, everything. So when I hit the bottom and I knew I was going in there, I actually went, like you would go to your room or wherever you are, even if it's just emotionally, sitting outside. I'd close my eyes and I would curl up and I would put myself in amongst this luxury and in amongst all this energy of these beautiful big animals. And I wasn't alone. I was in a completely different space then, as opposed to taking myself down to a very dark, lonely, lights out pit. So put in your recovery net. Put some fur line, put some last Christmas lights, put something there that is your safe space to go to, but brighten it up a bit. And knowing that those cells that have been so traumatized for so long just need light to come to recover. They just need love. And the only way they're going to get that love is if you start from scratch again. Is if you stop, you become present. You're present. They say, what? Present now is the gift. Really is an energetic field that you are creating. You are dropping the pebble in the river. You're dropping the pebble in the lake. It's in the ripple for your future. It is in your presence that you visualize. It is in your presence that you visualize with such intense emotion of you've already got it. You create your future by being present and creating and having an awareness that your ripple now is your future. So how do you start your ripple? You stop. Don't bring the energies in from the past by getting stuck with them in the present. Acknowledge them, see them, love them. Oh my word, yes. You've been with me so long. You know what? It's time to leave. You're not mine. Return to sender. It's conditioning. It's something else that came into an energy field, like a spacecraft that came in and wasn't welcome, and mosquitoes swatted out. And don't beat yourself up about it. Laugh about, oh my God, I've had that for so long. I mean, I can't believe the stuff that I have believed. Is that really me? No. And only now am I finding me. It's so coated and it's so many layers of everybody else's beliefs. Do this, be this. Oh my God, not even me. I'm completely unique, just like you. I don't have to do anything that everyone else does because I'm not them and they're not me. But they try to condition us to be the same, to sit in rows at school and to all wear the same uniforms and to all freaking brush your teeth with your right hand. Oh, by the way, that's what I also do. Do you know that you can brush your teeth with your left hand if you are right-handed? You can do everything with your left hand. We are the most incredible beings that do everything. Go and have fun with doing things differently. Oh no, you mustn't do that because apparently da-da-da. No, bullshit. Go and for life now. It is, I stand in front of the fridge and go, okay, body, being, what would you like to eat? Become your best friend from the inside out. There's a higher consciousness. There's another Susie inside me. She's my wisdom. She's my voice. She is my best friend now. She's the one that comes to lie with me in that mess. She's the one who's with me all day. I have stopped talking so much externally, believe it or not, because that's power. That's power. That's my internal feel that now we share when necessary. It's internal. It's an internal job from your pip out that you have to stop and become present. And it's not just today we stop, tomorrow we carry on planning for the future. Your now is your future. It is your future. It brings you into your existence of living right now, of everything that you put your attention to, you're giving it the now. You're not writing a letter by thinking what's for lunch. You're not having a cup of coffee with something, worrying about what's happening at Christmas. Create who you are now in love and care for yourself. And you become an energy field of love, of a magnet, of positiveness that then creates and influences everything around you. It creates your reality. You become an energy field of attraction. And during that time, while you are becoming it, people who are not of that field will move away from you, will may cause great grief of, putting up a fuss against you. But you know better that it'll pass. It is not your job to look after their internal affairs. It is your job to look after yours, and that is how we serve the world now. By being the love, not just giving it out. But being it, and it's me first. Love your pip first, your vibrations, and be very selective of what you're putting into it. You are building and baking your own cake. So check your ingredients, all your senses, what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you eat, taste, what you touch. Attitude for everything is your pull to take. Being present and grateful for the now. Being present, sitting outside saying, wow, look at that butterfly. Thank you, butterfly. It brings more butterflies. I have butterflies all over the place. Wow, birds, thank you for singing. Oh my gosh, you must hear. I never thought I can't even have birds when I first moved here. They were so quiet. I don't know, I live in a tunnel that these birds come sweeping down. There's an owl in the tree occasionally. I have like a hawk that comes flying through. I think he lives in a tree behind us. But I see it, and it's only because I stop. And I'm present. And throughout the day, I stop myself. How present am I? How present am I? How present am I? I catch myself worrying about the future, I bring it straight back into that is adding, it's jumping, taking this straight over to there, not via and through me. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just have a knowing that your cells are changing. And the more you care for them with your stopping and giving yourself self-love, and by actually speaking to yourself gently as your best friend and listening to yourself, you don't have to talk to others. Process yourself. The moment you process with others, even negative stuff, you are just giving it more energy, more power to hang around more. So process the good stuff, process the positive, and you'll find that the negative will go a lot quicker. Your future is created from being present. A hard thing to get out of thinking, oh my God, how am I going to get money? How am I going to do for Christmas and what have you? So you actually stop and think, okay, if I want to get Christmas and I want to get money next month, then I better be considerate about who I am now. So feel abundant. Go stand in the wind and put your arms out and say, I am abundant. Energize yourself and put the relevant components into your energy field that you want to be. I am love. I am health. I am vitality. I am happy. I am abundant. I am me. I am my address. And that is how you do it. By stopping being present and building your blocks from present to present to present to present. And it creates momentum. 17 seconds. Do not forget your Abraham 17 seconds. You are creating an energy field. It's a fact. And you know that if you have a good day one day, and you have a good moment, it leads to the next. And yes, there will be the gray and there will be the clouds. But just know that your cells are transforming. Your entire being is transforming. Okay. I think that's all I wanted to say, because the now is the future. You have to go. If any of you have not read The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, I know on YouTube you can actually get the audio, but if you've got to get the book, go look at these charity shops. They've got fantastic books there. The Power of Now. Very powerful. So I hope that helps. I hope that gets you through these dark patches, this dark patch. Just to start. Once you start with your foundation, you know what's going on, you can build from there and expand that energy and expand that energy and expand that energy, and you become more and more confident every day. If it takes months, it takes months. It doesn't matter. Right now, there's a lot going on in the energies in the world and everything. You have to get onto the other side of the coin. You have to realize that that past and the one side of the coin is over. You're not facing it. Face the light, face the happy. You have to go back to the other side of the coin occasionally. Just have it with an awareness of nobody's going to hurt us. I'm happy. I'm going in there with a distance, with a separateness from it. That is not who you are. I am love. I am happy. And I take that now wherever I go. And I just listen to people and smile and thank you for your point of view. Thank you. Very interesting. I do not get involved. I do not allow any of that to affect or influence my core energy field. I'm only useful in this lifetime, in this moment, if I honor my original frequency, which is love as a huge butterfly goes past. And that is how we were built. And that is how we lift everyone around us, by being happy. You know how people flock to us when we're happy. But you have to honor, flock to yourself first. You have to figure out that you have to go color in your property, your zone in happy before you can do it and look after anyone else. It's not your job to look after anyone anyway. The only way to look after them is for you to be happy. And it's the most wonderful, selfless, selfish, beautiful thing to finally honor and do. So I wish you a happy, happy, happy day. I wish you the insight to see that this is where it starts with you. and that the world that we came from is passing through. And yeah, your job is you. You first. You first. You got this. I love you, love. And stay in the now. Be very selfish of looking after your energy field now. And build your block now. And don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's about what happened because of today. It's staying present. Put your passion, your love, your energy, your happy into what you are doing now. Okay? Love, love, and I do hope that I was able to ask to you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Okay.